What's up, guys? Daemonxel back again with another Eve Frontier video. It is Friday. That means it is Frontier Friday's news day. There was no stream today from CCP, so we are just going to talk about the end of Cycle 2. And now that we are a week plus into Cycle 3, let's talk about it. All right, so we are in the midst of Cycle 3. We are a week and 2 days into it. We are 7 days into the 10-day free trial period for those that are playing the free trial period. But before we get into everything, you know that's right what I'm going to do. I'm going to refer you to my referral code, which is down in the description below. If you guys can use that, if you want to become a Frontier, a founder, and get the founders pack for the game, which means, you know, playing all the cycles instead of just the 10-day free pile in 10-day free trial just in the span of those 3 months that we run these cycles. Well, go ahead and use my referral code, put it in there. It helps me out with the Grace leaderboard, and I really appreciate it. So let's begin by talking about Cycle 2, the end of Cycle 2. So Cycle 2 was a little bit lackluster. Basically, it was a rinse repeat of Cycle 1, and all it did was it was just a little bit less bugs from Cycle 1. People are beginning to, since we have these wipes all the time, are beginning to build up their characters faster, getting out of those starter systems faster. And yeah, so let's look at what happened at the end of Cycle 2. Let me bring this up here. All right, so as far as the Grace leaderboard went for, this is what it looked like for the top 9. That's the person's name there at the end of the leaderboard. So we had the top player at 14.4K. Myself came in second at 12.3, and Exnimery at 12.2. Now, they did say that this is going to change moving forward into Cycle 3, 4, 5. Oh, going down there. Because what they have to do is they still have to calculate, right? All the referral points, all the other things that may have not been adjusted in real time for these leaderboards, and it takes a couple weeks. So we won't know the real lineup because all this is going to change, right? All of this leaderboard is going to change when we get the final count in a couple of weeks. But moving forward after Cycle 3, we should have a pretty clear example on the leaderboard who is running things, and that number shouldn't change that much. And the reason for that being that moving into Cycle 3, they have changed the referral aspect of it. As you can see right here, starting in Cycle 3, the cycle that we are in now, they are removing the recruitment bonus that grants 20% of your referrals earned grace. In other words, if you use my referral code, right, I'm not grifting off your grace anymore, right? I'm just referring you to the game. I'm not getting anything out of it. It just goes to my referral count. Let me bring up the log that is today. This is the Grace board as it stands right now in Cycle 3 with OGod in first place with 1.9K points. I am actually at number 10 with 770. So I'm not going to be getting any points from your referrals. In other words, all I'm going to get is these right here, the referral protocol, but I'm not going to get any of that percentage from your Grace at all. So don't worry about that. I'm not going to be grifting off of players. They're changing this. And that's why things are going to be at the end of the cycle the way they appear on the leaderboard. Let's go back to that image. They're also removing the bonus from the most gates created by the tribe. If you're wondering what that is also on the bottom of these right here. Where is it here? That's not the extension. Tribe domination. So this 1,000 points, if you're in a tribe that has put down the most gates, everyone in that tribe basically gets 1,000 extra grace. They're getting rid of that as well. So that is no longer going to be in past Cycle 3. So it is no more. So they want to do that so that the live leaderboard basically at the end of the cycle is going to reflect what is. They don't have to keep doing these calculations at the back end where we find out a couple weeks what the actual leaderboards actually are. Okay, as far as the Killboard goes, as you can see here, Social Assassin with 394 kills, Captain Chaos with 200 kills. Now, again, this is all reset on the live, so I took screenshots of this, and I'm sorry that this Cycle 2 has been a little delayed. I wanted to put it out as soon as we kicked off the cycle last week, but unfortunately, real life gets in the way. But you have to take these with a grain of salt. And the reason I'm saying that And Social Assassin knows that I'm calling him out on this, and it's basically to point out a glaring fair here. Captain Chaos, this is Diddy's, I believe this is Diddy's alt, and in the beginning of the cycle, he was just basically killing one of his alts over and over and over and over and over again. So Social Assassin came in the last 3 weeks and decided he was going to do the same thing to top the leaderboard and just repeatedly killed his alt again and again and again. As you can see here, Social Assassin 394, the leading victims, Orin Tolaris is 359. This is his alt that he was killing that many times. Obviously, he got killed a few more times by something else, but as you can see. So, what this means is, in the API, when we're getting these kill mails, when you report it to the chain, it still doesn't report the type of ship, right? So let's go to the live list now. So here is on the live right now. Diddy is leading right now with 21 kill to death ratios, 21 total engagements. These are let's see here, Clone Bank 88. So I don't know if we're doing the same thing, killing alts again, but as you can see, we are killing the same people again and again and again. So you got to take all of these with a grain of salt. Let's just click one of them here. Let's go to the kill mail. And as you can see, it doesn't give us any information. Now, these are all just placeholders. It doesn't give us any information about the kill. So the when ship, right, which is your shuttle, you start off with it, right? You can't really, it's like you can kill it with 2 hits. So we're basically not really counting the when kills, and that's what these are, right? From last season, right here, all these are all when kills. So until we can get that information reported back and implemented on Killboards, you kind of have to take these Killboards with a grain of salt because you never know if someone is just padding the account just to get the notoriety. So here is the leading tribes for the end of Cycle 2. We have ICA, which is Social Assassins tribe. We have Deterministic Systems at number 2. Vulture. Now, these are actual kills. Now, the reason I'm saying this, and I'm not favoring anyone here, is I've been in talk with Vulture. I've been talking to them. They have been going on a tear because what they wanted to do with Cycle 2 was testing bashing, right? So they are basically structure bashing. They're finding people's bases. They're destroying the bases, destroying gates. That's what they were doing. That's what they were testing for this last cycle. So as you can see, all these kills are basically gates. They are network nodes. They're printers. Everything that is structure-wise that can be killed, they were going out and testing that, the refresh rate, and see what the reinforcements were on that aspect. Well, we know from Cycle 2, at the end, they were telling us that you don't have to worry about collecting your Cycle 2 grace points. They're automatically going to put them in for you. You don't have to push a button. Now, they said in a few weeks, once all that stuff was calculated, you're going to see on your grace right here, we're going to bring up my grace board inside the game, the Cycle Hub connection, and you would be able to claim your Eve points, which was your grace converted over, from last cycle, right? So you're going to pick your Cycle 3 points, in other words, is what I'm saying. Your Cycle 2 points. Now, some of us were able to, for some reason, collect our Eve points right in the beginning as the game launched through the Cycle Hub. Now, they were supposed to be tallied and everything else, but as you can see, I'm going to bring up my picture here. I was able to collect it right when I fired it up. And for Cycle 2, it looks like I got 9,277 Eve points, giving me a total right now, since I introduced it, as 18,500. Obviously, mileage will, whatever yours is, it might be different than mine. You may have more. I know one guy got like 20K points just from one, I think it was last season alone, the grace that he earned. Or like 50K. It was some massive number. I remember talking to Jotun about it. So you may have seen that. So I don't know if that's a bug or if it's working. As far as Cycle 3 goes, we have some hiccups, right? The main stuff that they said that we're going to be seeing, the endless industry and some of the other things that were like the new exploration sites, the PvE sites. There's going to be 2 new sites being added. We're not getting those until I think it's the 29th. So it's well after the 10-day free trial. For you guys who are just playing the free trial, you're not going to be able to see those new additions. So basically what you're playing right now is basically the same as Cycle 2. They also added in an event, which was supposed to kick off at the beginning of Cycle 3, which it didn't. It kicked off, I think, 2 or 3 days afterwards. And we got some kind of crazy message. Let me just play it right here for you, because you got it in-game. It was out of game as well. Wrong one. Give me 1 second to find it here. This was the one we got.
A trace has surfaced. One of the 10 shipyards stirs beneath the veil. Feral drones are drawn to their silence, appearing only on rare occasions. Rarer still do they bear the stack slices of ship-height memory. Watch. Wait. What emerges from their passing may yet restore what was lost. Continuity persists. Awake. Eternally.
So it looks like we got another video 2 hours ago too, which I have not seen yet. But that might be what we just watched now. Yeah, that's what we just watched. So the one we watched beforehand was this one.
The Jubilee has passed. A new cycle begins. The pattern resets. Feral drones traverse the forgotten yards, bearing stack slices, echoes of the shipwright code. Their presence is rare. Their cargo, rarer still. What drifts may yet be gathered. What remains may yet be aligned. From what endures, knowledge will emerge. Continuity persists. The Keeper observes. Awake. Eternally.
So those are the cryptic messages for this event that we've got. Now, I want you to understand, now, I haven't seen any shipyards at all. Then we heard from the video that we got earlier, 2 weeks ago. Or sorry, whatever days it was. That we're supposed to be looking for a rare feral drone in these shipyard sites, right? And it may or may not, I mean, that appearance is rare, and then it may or may not drop what you need. And these events is supposed to give you stuff to build 2 new ships in the game. That's all the information they gave us. And in that time, since the event kicked off till today, now, again, this other video dropped 2 hours ago, so maybe they understand it wasn't working as well as intended, but the event was supposed to be going for 2 weeks. We only get cryptic messages, and no one has found anything. Everyone's been in shipyards. No one's seen anything. No one's gotten any drops. So I do have to echo someone from Discord that said, we're in an alpha, right? Cryptic messages for these events would be great when the game's live, so you can figure things out. But if it's in an alpha, how are we going to test if it's working correctly, drop rate-wise, appearance-wise, if you're not actually giving us information about the event? And no one wants to talk about it. So no one's seen the 2 new ships. We don't know if they are ships from previous phases, like before the Founders set series kicked in, which was in Era 5. We had Phase 4, Phase 3, Phase 2, which we saw all these other ships. We saw battle cruisers. We saw battleships we were able to fly around in. It felt more like progression. You had a lot faster PvP because you could lay these gates down and you could find people and find them. Where now it's just kind of like, it just hurts to grind anything, to do anything. As it is right now, you guys know I usually block out where, but I am somewhere, I'm out in the middle of the trinary system, right? I'm just exploring right now because, again, all I'm finding is 0020 rifts, and I'm not finding any inoculator sites. And inoculator sites is what you need to get the crystals. Now, I found a few while I'm exploring, and that's basically all I've been doing for the last day and a half, is exploring. And you need these, right? The luminous crystals, and the radium crystal. I know I'm screwing it up, and that's going to make the lenses for your medium cutters. So to faster progress into a bigger ship. Otherwise, you're stuck with the synthetic lenses and the small cutters. The small cutters are netting you between 16 to 24 ore per cycle, whereas the mediums are giving you between 61 and 80 ore per cycle. So as you can see, it's a huge significant downgrade or upgrade if you can go to the mediums, but only if you have the materials to do so. So I'm now exploring the galaxy, trying to find these. And what I'm also doing, and I would recommend this for you as well, when you're going to these other systems, I made this list here, and I'm actually writing down. I'm visiting each star because in the Grace leaderboard, let's see here, Grace Mission Hub. Okay, you have this one right here, which is where is it? Some stirs, population, cross lineage. And there's one mission that is visit every star. Maybe it's on the other. I'm probably just not seeing it, or maybe it's not in the cycle. Maybe I'm just either way. That's what I'm doing. I'm basically visiting each star. Let's see if it's actually in the cycle itself in these missions. Because I think it was like for 200 grace or 250 grace. Calling protocol, stirs, population, lineage. No, maybe it's not in the cycle. I don't know. Maybe the mission's not there, but I'm still doing it anyway because I actually want to see and how many different stars I can find as I'm going out there. And like I said, previous cycles they had this as a mission. Maybe it's not this mission. Maybe I'm just wasting my time. But as you see, as I'm seeing different stars that's not in my list, I'm just landing on it, recording it, going about my business. So cycle 3 right now is basically feeling this a lot like cycle 2. And I know a lot of players are opting out right now until say they bring in this new stuff. I know a lot of people are going to be coming back for cycle 4. We're going to get in the clone upgrades and everything else. So a lot of people are going to be coming back for that cycle, which should be kicking off, I believe, in December. But we're going to see at the end of this and in November, we're supposed to be getting a big update. We're going to be able to test drive the WASD controls. That's coming. But none of this stuff is actually in the game now. So basically all everyone is doing is just doing the endless grind, killing pharaohs and exploration and just amassing stuff. So that's basically what I'm doing currently right now. And I know it's not really exciting stuff that's going on in the game. And I wish I had more information about the event so I could tell you exactly what to go do or showcase these new ships. I'm trying, but I'll tell you right now, with all the different systems that I've been popping around, I've yet to see one shipyard. Now, I've bounced around, I would say a good part. Let's see. I've been bouncing around this whole chunk right here. I might just bounce all the way down to here and check out this trinary because it's a lot easier to jump around when things are a lot closer. So I might continue to explore and go down here. I may go up to here. I've yet, since this is the trinary, there's 3 black holes. I've yet to find the black hole in this section. Don't know where it is. If someone knows where it is, they can let me know in the comments below. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm doing. There's not really anything going on in the game except the event, which, again, haven't seen any progress across the board from anyone on this. I mean, if your mileage is different, if you've seen it, put it down in the comments below. I'd love to make a video about this event, and if I could stumble across it and figure out how everything goes, I will put a video out on it to make it a little bit easier for all you guys who are trying to do this event. But unfortunately, that's all the news we got right now. That's what's going on. And, stay tuned for more stuff coming up. I'm going to be putting out a video this cycle on how to do gates, how to do smart turrets, set them up. We're going to do the Maul ship progression series. If I get my hands on the 2 new ships, I'm going to do a video on those as well. So we got some stuff coming down the pipe, and I hope you guys stick around for that. And until then, have a great week. Have a great weekend. Fly safe. Remember, here on this channel, we are always one vision, one purpose, one front. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.